everybody. Welcome to Chicagoland Toys for Tots Motorcycle Parade TV show. I am here today with Gina Woods.
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
Fantastic. Great to see you. Great to be here as always.
It's nice to have you guys here.
Thank
and who
you.
is our fine guest?
Our friend is Andrew Cass of Cass and Moses, and they have been supporting a lot of my doings with the Toys for Tots this year, and just donations and toys and all kinds of things. And I think there'll be a little announcement later.
Oh, that's good. We like
Well, it's
announcements.
a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
This is nice meeting you. I met you earlier. You brought lots of goodies.
Yep, we got some goodies, and we've been representing bikers now for 30 years, so we feel we got a lot of good information to share as well during the show.
And you should tell them specifically that's motorcyclists and bicycles only is their practice.
Oh, and bicycles.
Yep,
Yeah.
basically two wheels, as we like to say. You know, 4 wheels moves your body, 2 wheels moves your soul.
So even like those little electric bikes that everybody's riding now, those two?
Yeah, the e-bikes, and,
Yeah.
and they're pretty dangerous actually, because there's not yet a good place for them to be.
We have the scooters all over the city, and they've removed them and brought them back and removed them, and they're back again.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find a balance as to where they should go, because they're going a lot faster than the bicycles, but they're in the bicycle lane. So I think they're good, but I think it's still going to take a little time until we get the right infrastructure.
We raffled one of those off this year at our kickoff party, and I got the chance to ride it. That thing does like 45 miles an hour.
Oh, really? For an e-bike?
For one of those scooters.
Yeah.
We
That
are
thing moves.
we are auctioning one off the Stasic, that little Stasic Black Ops bike that I have, and we are going to be auctioning that off at Biketoberfest. So look for more information on that, and look for more information. I'm going to leave here momentarily and run back to the radio studio and do the radio show, and you guys are going to be on that now.
Awesome. Because you have your TV show every day. You want to plug your show?
Yeah, the radio show is every Monday, and that's for Motorcycle Mondays, and it's sponsored by Cass and Moses, our title sponsor, for 25 years now.
Yes, congratulations.
So it's been going 25 years, and we are heavily involved with Toys for Tots. I love coming to the meetings every year. You just know it's getting around the corner. That's a lot of fun. But I do want to mention that we have Toy Box locations at Hairborn Salon, that's in Lombard. We've got Kai's Restaurant. They get so many toys. Just Tires over there in Norridge, Illinois. Frank's Auto Repair on Irving Park Road in Chicago. So we hope that everybody continues, along with all the other toy boxes that are out all over Chicagoland, continue.
And if somebody didn't hear where those were, they're actually on our website, www.chicagolandtft.org. There's a whole list of all the locations where all the boxes are around Chicago.
Fantastic. So we hope that everybody keeps going. We had a great turnout. I just want to say thank you for having us. We got to ride on the fire truck, and my 2 girls were so stoked. And it was the most organized. It was just a really great day. And going to that American Legion in the morning was way cool. And then
That's where Santa and his elves picked you up.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And everybody is so nice and does a great job. And the guys at the Legion work really hard. And you go back, and everybody knows everybody, talking about how great of a
Yep, it's a good little Legion. We had meetings there for a while.
It's a real nice venue, and it's very organized. You guys are really organized, and no wonder this is the world's best and largest
45
motorcycle
ye's we've
parade.
been doing it, so we
It's really a great cause.
should be getting good at this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to head out, and you guys are going to be on Open Road Radio tonight.
All right, Gina, well, thank you for having you.
Have fun.
We'll keep
thank you
Andrew
so
busy
much.
here, and
All right.
I'll keep the studio going.
yeah, there you go. So we are here with Andrew. He's going to talk about his book that he's got out with some insurance.
So we've been representing bikers now for 30 years. We're really one of the only firms in the country that exclusively represents bikers, motorcyclists primarily, and bicyclists as well. So we finally decided to take all that information for 30 years of representing bikers and create a book, which is being printed right now, and it's available on our website at kassandmoses.com. That's KASSANDMOSES.com. You can go to the site and download a copy of it right now, and it's more than just insurance. It's really great advice for before and hopefully never getting a crash, or if you're in a crash, or what to do after a crash. There's a lot of information I think most bikers don't know until they get in a crash, unfortunately, and hopefully we could help people avoid that, or if they're in a crash, be protected. If I can go into a little bit about, Scott, about the insurance issue, one of the things most bikers and really most motorists in general are not they don't fully understand what underinsurance and uninsurance coverage is.
So that just means like if somebody hits you, they don't have coverage then.
Right. What happens is if you're a bad driver,
Which none of us are.
no. But if you are and you cause crashes and you want to buy insurance, it's very expensive. So what do? You get really, really small insurance policies. And if somebody causes your crash, they were probably a bad driver, and they probably have a low insurance policy. So statistically, the person that caused your crash has really bad insurance, or 17% of the time doesn't have insurance at all. So when you go ahead and buy uninsurance or underinsurance, very similar. One is if the person has no insurance. The other one is if the person just had a small policy. You're basically buying insurance for the person that caused your crash.
To cover what their insurance policy is not going to cover. You basically have your own insurance to make up the difference.
Right. But what happens is if you buy a $500,000 underinsurance policy and you get in a crash and somebody caused your crash and they have a $25,000 policy, then their insurance company is going to pay $25,000, and in Illinois, your insurance company is going to come in and add $425,000 to that. So by the time you pay medical bills, by the time you pay a lawyer, having really anything less than $250,000 puts you at really high risk of not being able to cover all your losses when you crash, and that's paying your mortgage, that's your medical bills, and most people find out honestly what they have after a crash. They then look at their policy.
And I think that's where most people assume that when you're buying your insurance from somebody, that insurance agent is taking care of you.
Right.
But then as I've been hearing through the years, it's not enough. So you should always ask them to give you that more, because from what I'm hearing, it's only a couple dollars more to raise your policy compared to losing everything or not having the amount there.
That's a really good point. And when you look at all the TV commercials for insurance, what do they talk about? Price. It's just a race to get to the lowest price, right? I guess, So when you're a vulnerable user like a biker, it's a little different than being in a car. If you get in a crash, the likelihood is you will incur some serious medical bills. I encourage anybody that's interested. Our phone number is 1-800-MOTORCYCLE. You can call us. You could send us a text or an email to Andrew@CassaMoses.com. Happy to look at anybody's insurance policy to let you know if I think you've got the right coverage.
So you don't sell insurance, but you sell? No. So you just look at other people's policies that say what you should do to make your policy better to protect yourself.
That's exactly right. Just to make sure that if God forbid you're in a crash, you don't get a second injury. The second injury being you also can't get any money for your losses. It's not just on your motorcycle. This protects anybody in your family as well for underinsurance. If they're in a car accident in somebody else's car, they're still protected with your policy. Even if you're a pedestrian and you get hit by somebody, you're still protected as well. So it covers more than.
Or if your motorcycle's parked.
Right.
And somebody runs it over.
Right. Which is the best time for your motorcycle to be hit.
That is, because then you're not injured. But nobody likes to see their motorcycle hit.
No.
So that's what it basically comes down to. Well, thank you for giving us that little bit of input. And how do we get a hold of your book again? So
you can go to the website, CassandMoses.com. That's KASSANDMOSES.com. You can always give us a call, 1-800-MOTORCYCLE. And we'll get a copy of the book to you. It's got a lot of information, a lot more than just insurance. And I think. I may be a little bit biased, person to say this, but I think it's really great, So I really encourage everybody to read it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. We have somebody else that's in. Yeah, come on in. Sit down.
Okay.
We have Jack Voss, one of our social media gurus, here in studio with us, too. Hi, Jack.
Howdy.
You might be too tall, Jack. You might have to go down a little more.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
do you do that?
there should be a lever underneath your seat you can
Okay,
touch and
I'm
make sure you
down.
go down. Okay. So, Jack, the biggest question that I have to ask you, how many more days until next year's 46th parade?
We have 356 days to go
That's it?
before the next parade.
That's like right around the corner.
That's right. December 3rd, 2023.
Wait, what was the date this year?
December 4th.
There you go. So, see, you're right on top of stuff. And Jack actually makes this sign. They're probably made already for the next 100 years, right?
No.
They're all done already?
Do one year at a time. 1 year
You're
at
going
a
to have
time.
to, so when we get past 100, you're going to have to, like, the 99th
Yeah,
year, you have
we'll
to
worry
make something
about
smaller.
So anyhow, one couple things I'd like to bring up. I'd like to correct Santa Claus. Santa Claus has been on TV lately.
You can't correct Santa Claus. It's
I know, I
Christmas
hate to
time.
do this.
You're not going to get anything for Christmas,
I know
Jack.
this, but Santa was a little mistaken about our parade. He mentioned the other day on, I think, Channel 9 that the parade started with 6 bikes, and that was incorrect. The first parade, started with 1 motorcycle and 1 van. The person who started it, Ed Animal Wisniewski, is a Vietnam veteran, and he was planning this with 6 of his friends, Thor, Puppy, Namu, Princess, and Markov.
All their real names.
And they were planning this at his bike shop. And when the day came, which actually is tomorrow, December 13th is the date in 1978, the date when the first Toys for Tots parade happened.
Which was a Saturday, correct?
It was a Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Oh, I stand
I
corrected.
think they picked it because it was a nice sunny day.
There you go. Unlike we get to pick.
Right. So he and Puppy and Thor went up to the Glenview Naval Air Station. They had a van about half filled with toys, and Animal was riding a motorcycle, but unfortunately, right outside Glenview, the chain broke on the motorcycle, so he and his buddy Puppy locked arm in arm and was towed to Glenview Naval Air Station that way.
So there was no,
Just to
there's
complete
always
the
that
run.
theory going around or story going around. It was jumper cables stretched to his
No,
car.
it was arm in arm.
Arm in arm.
I don't know if they had that. That's what he told me. I made a DVD for the 20th anniversary, and that's what Aminal told me that's how they did it.
Well, it's kind of like that fish story. You know, the fish was so big, then it was so big, then there were multiple fishes, but we go back to that same story all the time eventually. So it had to do with people leaving point A to go to point B with toys.
Right.
45 years ago.
Right. Yeah, and this last parade was my 40th consecutive.
Oh, wow.
40 in a row I've had.
That's
Good for
amazing.
you.
I started in '83 when we used to line up on 79th Street, and we lined up on 79th Street until 1984, and then in '85 we started at the Dan Ryan Woods, and have been there ever since.
Yeah, you know, it always struck me, it's amazing how it's such a great charitable organization it is for the Toys for Tots, but it doesn't just help the kids. I feel like it also helps give a more proper image of bikers and how
sure.
much bikers do for the community. I think the average person doesn't realize how much giving biker groups do in general, not just Toys for Tots, but many other.
That's absolutely correct, because like the day of the run, there's thousands of motorcycles there, and they run seamlessly together, like they rode together forever. So, sometimes you have mishaps, but 99% of them are all your brothers in arms.
Right.
You all have something in common, and it's that motorcycle you ride. It doesn't matter the brand. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at Jack here. Jack, you ever rode a Harley?
Sure, I have 2 Harleys at the moment.
Do they run?
Yeah, who said I do? I have 2 Harleys.
He's got one in his house.
I have 2 Harley toppers, as a matter of fact.
But so yeah, Jack. So anybody is welcome to ride as long as you have a licensed vehicle. You can you can ride in our
I think
parade.
it really helps the image because I think there's this misconception of bikers as being. I don't think most people realize how charitable bikers are in general. You know, I mean, certainly within the groups we do, but outside, I think it helps to show how much giving that they're doing over the years. And for many causes, right? Many runs, even more than Toys for Tots.
And to come out the first Sunday in December.
Right,
When most
exactly.
people put their motorcycle away, if you see a motorcycle on a street the first Sunday, you know where they're going.
These are
Right.
real motorcycles.
Yeah,
that we get.
they're not just riding on the
Not the
weekends
weekend
Exactly.
guys
for a hamburger.
who ride in sandals and shorts. These
Right.
are the real hardcore bikers.
Hey,
that
my
come
buddy
out
Artie
here.
Weiner did that.
Well, some people still do.
Did he?
He did,
You
yeah.
mentioned, do I have a Harley? I had a Harley, and I have two Harleys, two Harley toppers, one with a sidecar and one without. But I actually have 21 motorcycles,
You have
and where
21.
some people have their children in their wallets with the pictures, I've got all
He's
my
got all his
motorcycles.
We actually, the wife and I were actually out at his house this summer, and
That's
we were riding around, actually one of his motorcycles around his campus.
That's right.
It was a good
That's
time.
a classic N+1 number of motorcycles there, right? What, the number always has to be +1.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually building a barn at the moment.
Are you?
to get
What's
more
your
room
old-
for more motorcycles.
What's your oldest one?
My oldest one is the same age as I am. It's a 1951 BMW, single cylinder, as a matter of fact. Yeah, 1951.
Wow.
So this makes me 71 and a half years old.
And a half years old. But to get that back to the parade, it's coming up. We're looking for volunteers. We are be out there all summer long. We actually have, if you're a member, we have elections coming up.
That's right.
So we have positions that'll be up. I had a sign at the last meeting, and the sign said, what'd that sign say, Jack?
Quit complaining.
Quit complaining, volunteer.
Volunteer, right.
So yeah, we always need volunteers. So
Is it too late to volunteer now? Or?
it's never too late to volunteer. So what we do is we have a little initiation we have to do, to make you a member, But you come out to kickoff party, you go ahead, you make a couple meetings, you become a member.
great.
And then we just ask you to do something the day of the parade.
Yeah.
That's all. We have volunteers all the time. We have people actually sign up during the summer and start making your meetings. So then when you actually come to sign up for our kickoff party, you're already a member. You get 3 parties. We have a kickoff party, we have a military party, and then we have our
Northside
kickoff party. So for your initiation fee, you get 3 parties,
Plus the
Sounds
rocker
like-
and
plus
patch.
a rocker and patch, and then the following year you get a gift.
That's right.
I mean, how can you beat that,
That's a win-win if I've ever seen one.
And I believe actually last year our gift was a computer bag. And there's a couple ladies right now out on a cruise, and you know how they used to take that little doll, that cutout doll, and they
Right.
take pictures of it? They're doing that with the bag. They're taking it around the ship, and they're taking it all over. Our secretary actually was in Paris with her bag. She was in, where else did she go? Texas.
can't
She just came
remember.
back from Texas with it. So it's actually kind of this little thing right now they're doing. They're taking their bag around and taking pictures with
It's a
it.
good idea. It's good for social media too.
Yep, that's what Jack's all about. He's
So if
Mr.
you want to learn more about our parade, we've got 2 really great
Avenues?
cyber computer outlets. We've got a tremendous website. It's at chicagolandtft.org. And there's lots of information there. There's many pages. It's, there's 40 or 50 pages.
There it is, right up there, right now.
And we've got the history of the parade, and there's information on there about where you can donate toys. There's, I think, over 400 locations right now, and that's constantly updated. And we have information there on how you can obtain toys for your family. You can write a letter to us, and all that information is on there. It's got information about our membership and our schedules, upcoming meeting schedules.
If you're looking for product,
It's-
all of our
right,
location
that's
sites are
right.
on there to come out and see the truck.
And you can order online if you feel like that. And-
Well, we have the online shut down currently.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Because we're running low on product. So we currently
No.
have that shut down.
Now, our law firm would like to make a sizable donation.
Oh, great.
Where would somebody go to make a donation?
Well,
a cash donation.
our website has our all our board members are on there. If you wanted to give it to a officer, you can do that, or our address is on there also.
I believe there's a QSR code, QS code on there.
Could be.
I believe there's a code that you can scan. We used to have them on our posters. I think our other poster
Right,
has it.
that's right.
And all our toy boxes had that. So if you don't have a toy out somewhere and you want to make a money donation, you can scan that and it pops up a page, and you could do that too.
Can you do that from the website as well? I thought I might have seen.
I
Oh, yeah,
believe you can.
donate
I
online,
believe
sure.
there's a
Yes, you can.
a code online.
Yeah, and another outlet we have is our Facebook pages. We've got a lot of information on there about our meetings and our membership. If unfortunately we have deaths in our Toys for Tots family, and we have that information on there occasionally. And we'd like you to check out our Facebook page, become a follower of it. You'd have to go to Facebook and put in Chicago Motorcycle Parade, and it'll take you right to us. We actually have 3 separate Facebook pages.
Because we can't fit all the love on one.
That's right.
So we have 3 of them.
And you can, on one of them, you can put your comments and questions and criticisms on there if you like, and it's a lot of fun.
You can find out information on
We
there.
have a lot of photos. People have been giving us photos lately.
Yep, since the
again.
parade. How many, Jack? How many members are on the main page? We have like 100
We've
million
got
thousand.
28,000 on our main page, and we're just shy of 5,000 on our group page.
On our group page.
I think we need about 50 more.
So everybody, go ahead.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends to click on there, and what that does for us is nothing, but it feels good to look at it
Oh,
and
sure,
see you have
that's
all
right.
those.
Right.
And then when you
we
become
can
a new member-
well, we communicate with our public that way better.
We do, and then when you become a member, Jack will take his time out and type your name and say thank you for becoming a member. He spends
It's
it.
automatic. I don't do it.
You don't know that, Jack. Show him the love.
How many, Jack? How many parades are there throughout the country?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. There's a lot of
Runs.
Toys for Tots types of parades, but they don't use the words Toys for Tots in them.
Right.
It could be Toys for Tykes, or something similar to that. So I don't know how many there are that are real Toys for Tots.
We are actually the biggest parade. We actually go 18 miles. We go from 8700 south to Roscoe on the north side. So we're actually cutting the city in half that day.
Wow.
The city of Chicago actually has a law that you can't have more than 20 motorcycles together. They get rid of that law for that day for us.
That's great.
So it's a really good time that we have, and we have the police departments. They're in force out there, stopping all the blocking the intersections for us. Sometimes we get the fire department out there, streets and sand. They all 100% are behind
It's
us.
amazing how many bikers could be out there together with, generally speaking, having no issues.
Right.
It's very cooperative. Like I think you said before, no matter what type of motorcycle you're on, you're welcome. To help out with the kids. Probably the coldest one too in the country, I'd have to guess.
So it was funny because I seen one down in, so we had ours last Sunday. Then I seen Florida had one, and it was 80 degrees when they were riding. Well, we have ours in December. It's 80 degrees.
It's hard to get a lot of street cred when
yes,
it's 80 degrees.
Yeah. It's 80 degrees all the time now. Well, we ride in 120 too. Well, it gets hot here too.
Have you missed any?
Not since '83. I've missed. I haven't missed them, but we haven't had parades for 2 years. When Desert Storm happened, they closed the Marine Center on Foster Avenue, so we just stayed at the Dan Ryan Woods that day and gave our toys. And then back in 2020, we were canceled because of COVID. But even then, even though we were canceled, we still got loads of toys to children.
Yep.
So
People
it
showed up
didn't
in
stop.
drones to.
It didn't stop the purpose of the parade,
Yep.
but we did not have a physical parade those 2 years.
Okay, guys, I would like to say thank you again to Andrew.
My pleasure.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
having me.
Can I have my buddy Jim pop in?
Jim, hurry up, pop your head in here. Say hi, Jim.
Just say hi. Jim is one of our hardest workers.
There you go.
All right, guys, and then thank you very much. We will be back here next week. I don't know if we're getting close to the end of the shows, but Lester should be back. Lester was under the
get
weather.
well, Lester.
Get well, Lester,
And
if you're
remember,
watching this.
tomorrow is our birthday of the Toys for Tots parade.
We'll have to say happy birthday online.
That's right.
Thank you.
I think we're counting down a couple more seconds yet, and then we'll be out of here. They just dropped this big hammer on us when the show's over.
Okay.
So other than that, we should be fine. So watch Facebook. Jack will have a big birthday cake probably on
Oh, yeah.
on the back
I got
picture
it.
of us.
I found them already
So-
tonight before I left, so I could have it there.
Yep. So we'll be good on that, and we'll have a
And plan ahead.
yes.
December 3rd,
And remember-
2023.
Get a book. Get
Volunteer.
Standing Up for Bikers that go down.
Family, volunteers. We need more volunteers.
Yes,
out
and
there,
if you're
ladies
a member, don't forget voting's coming up. Keep those dates open. Watch the website. Watch the Facebook pages, and come out and vote for the positions.